welcome once again to Living in the 21st Century. Joining me today is Vasil Shevchenko, former Transportation Minister of Ukraine. Vasil, it's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome. So Vasil, we have a lot to talk about pertaining to this week. There was a lot of changes, twists and turns when it came to the support to Ukraine coming from the U.S. We clearly saw the UN vote favoring that United States is more a supporter now to Russia, North Korea, China, and we must also say that United States leadership had alluded to the fact that Ukraine is a dictator. In other words, Zelensky is a dictator. That Zelensky started the war. He invaded Russia. And everything seems to be on the opposite way around. So we see that there's a clear severed in ties, maybe unofficially, but we can see the withdrawal of U.S. support going towards Ukraine. With that being said, what position Ukraine now is taking? Is Zelensky going to make more preparation in terms of enticing more of European support to keep this war furnished and going on and so forth? What do you think that's going to look like for the Ukraine?
First of all, I'd say that Ukraine's officials and Ukraine's presidents hope for good cooperation with the new United States president team, because we are sure that United States leadership is extremely important things to resist Russia Federation. And Russia Federation is not interested in ceasefire and cease agreement. And Russia Federation is interested in domination. And just imagine that a few weeks ago, Russia's leader was limited. He was closed in his country, and he was limited in communication with developed countries. And unexpectedly, we spoke with you about it. It seems to me previous times that after any conversation, new United States official with Russia Federation, they will be encouraged to go further. And now we have seen that first of all, concerning so-called negotiations, because it was the negotiator from Russia and the United States, they tried to discuss it, and it gave Russia Federation good chances to hope to a good future, and they immediately started promoting their own interests and own attempt to come back to the negotiations. But nevertheless, Ukraine has been waging war with the Russia Federation since 2014. And during this time, Ukraine has received very huge experience how to build relation with Russia Federation. Ukraine has had many ceasefire with the Russian Federation, and they didn't follow it because it was only pretext to stop and them unexpectedly to attack. And we are sure that the same things will happen this time. And we know that the only thing that to stop Russia Federation, there is the only way to demonstrate force and forcefully to make them to stop waging war. Without it, we will not be able to stop them, and they will be provoking around the world. They will be interfering in United States domestic relations. And I think that attempt to hold negotiations with United States officials allows them to understand that it's their impression that United States is weakening. That United States is weakening and will follow their recommendation, and they will ask more and more advantages in the sphere of diplomacy, in the sphere of waging war. And you know that for them, war in Ukraine, it's only pretext. They are following the idea to threaten Europe, to test relations inside NATO bloc, and to test unity between United States, European country, and developed country, Great Seven. And all this test will demonstrate them how to act further. And you know that they are in tight cooperation with China. And I'm sure that they are communicating, and they are sharing information, and they have common interests. And now we can see at the battlefield in Ukraine that against Ukraine are being launched long-range drones from Iran. At the north part of battlefields against Ukraine's army are fighting Korean soldiers. Korea is sending to the battlefield to Russia Federation long-range artillery systems and ballistic missiles. And now North Korea is preparing to increase producing these missiles, and their corporations are working effectively because they are united. They are the only idea to demonstrate that they are strong. They are strong dictatorships countries. In this case, we can see that treating to the Russia Federation the way, for example, new administration, it seems to me a little bit wrong. Because any deal cannot interest Russia Federation. Russia can respect only force. And to demonstrate it them, the only way to stop them. If we are trying to hold negotiations and to test, to involve them in any relations, it will wasting time.
Yeah.
Nevertheless,
Sorry for crossing you, Vasil, right? Sorry for crossing you. It's something that bothering my mind a little, right? That the dictators' countries can seem to get along so well in aiding each other out. No problems. When it comes to NATO, when it comes to the European nations, blocking or not allowing Ukraine under the umbrella of NATO, it seems to be a big issue when Ukraine has a large army, and there probably is the biggest European nation. Then why not are they allowed to build nuclear weapons as a source to keep themselves protected against a superpower such as Russia? Why can't the European nations do it? What's stopping them? That's a concern of mine. Why?
I think that all this interior views are harmful for NATO bloc, because first of all, just imagine, Russia is 140 millions. They are attacking Ukraine and threatening Europe, which is 550 millions. And European Union depends on United States, which is 330 millions. And now, first of all, after Munich conference, when United States vice presidents criticized Europeans for different spheres, Europeans decided to pull themselves together and decided to act. And after that, have happened many meetings concerning security reasons. But they haven't built it. But we have had information that Europeans are ready to allocate more than 700 billion for European Union defense. I cannot accept that this can be that it can be money for weapon which can be bought from United States. Maybe it's interesting for United States because it will be encouraging United States military industry, because after announcement concerning ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine, securities military industry in United States has started going down. And Europeans military industry have started growing. And I think that military industry exists, but before nobody could pay attention that Russia, with their nuclear arsenal, will try to threaten Europeans and NATO bloc, because Russia wasn't stopped during their war against Ukraine and provoked invasion, have demonstrated Russians that it's possible. First of all, it happened in 2014. Then it happened later, and full-scale invasion in 2022, and without any punishment, they had understood that they are free to act. To go further, that they have managed to frighten Europeans, Americans, Grade 7, and developed countries. And I think that this idea stuck in their heads, and after they have started communicating with United States officials through mediators, encourage them. And now we don't know what will happen next. Because the situation is frightening for all sides. Democratic Union. First of all, for Europeans and for Americans, because these relations built at the very often with irrespectable opinions doesn't work correctly. It's discouraging partners. And because of it, we must be really careful in communication, and have to understand that our goals is above our own interests. Because our goal is to save up democracy, because democratic countries and developed world, because nobody knows what will happen next. Now we can see huge expansion by China in Indo-Pacific region. We can see China's expansion in the Southern America's country, etc. And now we must be together, and we must work together just to resist more and more effectively.
Do you think this drafted agreement with having access to 50% of Ukraine minerals, do you think is really a good deal for Zelensky to enter in, considering that this does not give them any source of protection now or in the future to come? Does it seem like being exploited for nothing? If you want our weaponry, if you want our support, you have to let us have access to 50% of your minerals. The leadership was alluding to the fact that Ukraine has to pay back the European leaders for what they would have donated to them, and that's not true. Do you think it's really a good deal? Do you think this is a deal to allow?
Yes. Thank you, my friend. But I think that Ukraine was open for cooperation before. Before this deal, during the previous president time, Ukraine have had many negotiations concerning invitation representative different country from around the world to work in Ukraine, because Ukraine has domestic martial law. Martial law doesn't allow investors to work without limits, and there are many challenges concerning insurance, and this insurance system was built for exports Ukrainians goods, and these deals I don't think that it's something more than we had or our partners had before, because from any country representative who's ready to work in Ukraine in different sphere. First of all, most profitable sphere in Ukraine is producing weapon, and now we can see that storages around the world are full of orders for producing, and Ukraine is ready to build these facilities and to have profit in this sphere. And then maybe this sphere will demand natural resources, and these natural resources can be used for this reason, because technological chains must include all this chains just to have more and more profitable producing lines. But I think that its idea is from United States president, who decided to sign this agreement, and Ukraine was ready to do it, and we are sure that this so-called deal can have extra promises for investors that inside Ukraine can be profitable business, or can be easy to work with natural resources. But I'm not sure, because we were open before.
Okay. Do you think that Ukraine at this point is expecting any furthermore help from the United States unless they sign the deal? Now, bear in mind, should they sign this deal, or Zelensky sign this deal, is it to pay back the United States for what, the $350 billion plus that would have given to them in the past, or is it to secure some form of payment for getting weaponry from the United States going forward? Which is it really for?
I think that it seems to me this idea concerning deal will demand time to start working in the sphere of extracting natural resources. But military industry demands it immediately. And after it's appeared in the media, our European partners addressed to Ukraine to participate in it. But it's good news, because Ukraine is going to be a European Union partner. And we will do it together, because Ukraine is limited huge prices for investment in the sphere of extracting natural materials, natural resources. And I think that these negotiations concerning future promises is something from sphere of politics. Because I don't think that electors will ask to calculate when will be profit, what the profit, what kind of profit we will have from it, and where will we estimate this this company's securities, on or how it will be funding. There are no answer for these questions. Without it, only political demonstrations from Ukraine side. The Ukraine is ready to work with United States, because Ukraine and Ukrainians think that United States are great partner in the sphere of defense, in the sphere of common interest, is a country which belongs to democratic camp. And we have had serious history together, and Ukraine has survived mostly because of United States and partner support. And because of it, we are open for further cooperation, and we are open for further deepening relations, including sphere of extracting natural resources.
You know, yesterday I think the world and a lot of Ukrainians' concept of how they view America is different. I don't know if you've witnessed the scenery of Zelensky visiting with the American leaders, and it somewhat exploded, and there was a lot of back and forth confusion. There were those who indicated it seems like an ambush to Zelensky. It seems premeditated, and it was a nice television for viewing, but far more than that, it was to give Putin the impression that America is with him. America is siding with Russia, not only by voting in the UN on Monday, but also now on television. You see this challenge go to Zelensky to make him look small and belittle. It was condescending to the president of Ukraine. A lot of world leaders cry shame of it. But how do you perceive, how do the Ukrainians now perceive America as one of their allies, like they were in the past? Do they see America the same America as they used to see it before?
To be honest, yesterday I heard and listened this conversation between Ukraine's leaders and United States presidents and vice president. And to be honest, from the very beginning, all negotiations were, it seems to me, positive. But then I think maybe after discussions concerning details, it seems to me Ukraine's president wanted to tell own experience, United States president and vice president, and because of it, he started telling his own experience, and he commented that he have had many negotiations with Russia's president, and it haven't stopped war. And I think maybe he shouldn't do it really energetically, because as a result, I saw that it's this type of expression, his opinion, made United States president to tell his experience, and I'm sure that he has his own experience, and he will try to work according to his idea. And this misleading ideas caused this arguing, and because of it misunderstanding. And I think after that, Ukraine's president apologized for his type of communication, and he thanked United States president, United States, Americans, and thanks for all Americans have done for Ukraine. Yeah. And I think that good outcome, and I know many Ukrainians really thankful every American for all every American and the United States have done for Ukraine, because it's really a huge support fund, and we are really grateful for it.
Well, on that note, Vasil, I want to say thank you. We come to the end of the program. It's always good having you. And to all those who have been tuning in, I want to say have a great day.